Hi, and welcome to another edition of Marek Connell English. In these videos, I'm going to help you with the speaking part of the Escuela Oficial exams. Today we're going to do another monologue. It's an advanced monologue. Now there are approximately 6 to 8 questions in these kinds of monologues, and normally you have 3 to 4 minutes to focus on one or more of these topics. Now in this example, I'm going to answer all of the questions so you can get an idea of how a native person would answer these questions. The subject is the world of work. You're going to see the questions at the bottom or at the top. Question 1. Working parents and child raising. Parents work a lot nowadays, and it's very difficult to find time to spend with children. Maybe 50 years ago, the woman in the family worked at home. She was a housewife, and the man was the breadwinner, or the man was the person who brought the bread and butter home. Nowadays, both parents work, and this makes it very difficult to raise children. Parents often have to depend on the grandparents to step in and help with the child raising situation. Question number 2. There are far too many civil servants in this country. I don't really know a lot about politics because I don't really watch television. We don't have a television at home. So I don't really know if there are too many civil servants in the country, in Spain. I don't know about Britain either. What I can tell you is that in Spain there are specific exams that civil servants have to do called, what are they called? I can't remember. Oposiciones. And apparently they are very difficult exams that civil servants have to do, but if they pass the exam, they have a job for life, a very secure job, which is good. Is parity in governments such a good idea? Now, I don't really know what parity means, but I would guess that it means maybe reducing the amount of money that they spend on services. So I would interpret this question maybe is cuts, or are cuts, are government cuts a good idea? I think maybe they are. I think governments should reduce the amount of money that they spend in certain areas, maybe in education, or maybe in public transport, and definitely they should definitely reduce the amount of money that they earn, because they earn far too much money nowadays. Number 3, equal opportunities for men and women. Now, the working situation of women has changed a lot in the last century. 100 years ago, more or less 100 years ago, women won the right to vote, and this had a dramatic change on their position in society. Nowadays, fortunately, women almost have equal opportunities in the workplace, but I would argue that in Spain, the majority of the powerful positions and the managerial positions still seem to be going to men, which is a bit unfair. But bit by bit, slowly but surely, we're seeing more and more women getting powerful positions and being able to do roles that were once only allowed for men. Question number 4. Are immigrants a threat to the local workforce? I would say that immigrants aren't a threat to the local workforce. In Britain, for example, maybe around 10 years ago, we had a lot of immigration from Eastern Europe, and a lot of people in Britain complained about this and said that Eastern Europeans were stealing British jobs. But we could argue that the people in Britain maybe were a bit lazy. Okay, they weren't willing to do the work that other people were willing to do for less money. British people wanted to earn more and more money for the jobs that were available, and people simply companies chose to look elsewhere to find cheaper labour, and that labour came from Europe. It's a difficult topic to talk about. I think there are advantages and disadvantages to immigrants working and filling job opportunities in other countries. I think we live in a global village now, and we live in a world where in many situations people have to travel to other countries, people have to move to other countries to find work. The future of unskilled workers. I'm not sure about the future of unskilled workers. I think work is quite difficult to find at the moment, and I think acquiring skills as an employee is the key to finding employment. So I think unskilled workers are going to have quite a difficult situation in the future. Number 5, strategies for job seeking. This is something I really am interested in. I think that there are many avenues for looking for work. The internet is an incredible resource if you're looking for work. YouTube is one of my favorite resources, whether it be looking for CV information, ways to write your CV, interview questions and how to answer them. And there are a lot of websites which operate as job agencies. You can also offer your services online nowadays, where maybe you put the job that you can do up on a website, and somebody looks for that job and they find you and they give you a job, they give you some work. LinkedIn is an example of that. Facebook as well. A lot of people potentially can promote their services or find work on those websites. Teleworking. Now, what I understand as teleworking is working from home. I think more and more people are opting to work from home. Some companies allow that nowadays as well. They allow you to work in the office for a certain period of time and also work from home. Now, of course, there are advantages and disadvantages to this. If you work from home, you have to find your own motivation to really wake up at the right time and do the work that you have to do for the day. At the same time, if you have to travel a long distance, it can be a godsend if you're lucky enough to work from home. Maybe not for the whole period, but if maybe 2 days a week you don't have to travel for an hour there and back, or an hour in one direction and an hour back, that can be very helpful in terms of your productivity. Working to live or living to work. I think obviously working to live is the preferable option. Living to work, nobody really wants to live just to work, but sometimes it can be very difficult to find the balance. I think most people want to work to earn enough money to support themselves and to have enough time to have time for themselves and to enjoy their leisure time. So it's quite a difficult balance. Okay, so I hope that helped you understand the structure of another Escuela Oficial exam, and put any comments down below and help me help you. Give me some ideas of things that you would like me to focus on in these videos. And good luck with your exam.